What's up, everybody? I'm Scott,
And I am Jason.
and you are listening to Liquid Carnage. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing so well. I'm doing so well. It was a long day of work today. That's the only bad thing in today's day, but I'm doing well other than that. How
Which
are you, my friend?
I'm good. I mean, we're coming off the Easter weekend. I took Friday off, so I had some stuff to do around the house. I'm still getting Janice and the girls moved in. We're getting everything situated. I did go ahead and buy myself a little present on Friday. Not so much a little present, but I bought myself the smoker of smokers.
The Traeger?
No, 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 no. I bought myself a Pit Boss. I don't believe in Traegers.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, I don't buy into the Traeger hype. They've done a good job promoting the name.
Okay.
But in my opinion, and based on my research and my experience, Pit Bosses are just as good and a little bit less expensive. But I went ahead and I bought their Primo Gold Standard,
I was gonna
uh,
say the best of the best. The
the
one
best
that
of the best. I had been
smokes,
looking
it
at it.
washes the dishes, it does everything.
Yes, I had been looking at it online, and Walmart happened to have one, so I bought it online Thursday night. Went to go pick it up on Friday, and I learned a lot on Friday. The thing weighs 275 pounds,
Oh, I
which
did not. Wow.
that is stout, but it's cumbersome because it's got a smoke chamber on top for like a cabinet smoker, and then it's got a grill right below it, and then it has the pellet box attached to it. So it's an awkward looking thing to get out of the box, and it took three people to put it up there. So I had to call our buddy in front of the show, Dave Watson, and my neighbor to come help me get this out of the truck.
So is it in the garage?
No, it's actually I bought a cover for it and all that, and it's in the backyard.
Whoa. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Oh yeah, man. But Dave and I put it together in front of the garage outside Friday afternoon, and I was reminded of a few important lessons that we're living in Arizona in the springtime, with summer quickly approaching. Number one, if you are assembling metal objects, make sure those metal objects are in the shade.
Yeah. Yep.
Especially if they iron and steel and have a black powder coat on them. Step two, or tip number two, is do not try to pick those up where they've been sitting in the sun for a few hours in the Arizona sun in the springtime.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And tip three is, if you do not listen to tip one or tip two, put cold water on those first degree burns on your hands from trying to hold everything in place while you put all the screws in.
Oh my god, yeah. That unfortunately, that would be a pretty bad experience. I'm assuming that you did not heed one or two, but did heed number three.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
In my opinion, though, it's well worth it. And this thing is beautiful. I took it out for its maiden voyage over the weekend, and we're going to smoke a lot of beautiful meats together. And I just kept laughing. And I've been into smoking food for a very long time. And I think it's funny. I saw that meme that when you hit the age of 40, you have to decide whether you're going to be into World War II history or smoking various meats.
And you decided on the latter. That's
and clearly, before I turned 40, good. I decided on this path. So
there we go.
Very happy, awesome. Very fun. I think Janice is happy that I have something to play with on weekends in the kitchen while she goes back to school. So it's fun.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like, I need you to do something productive versus sitting watching me study.
Exactly. And we're still at that point where, like, with them getting settled and moving again, like, she's getting her stuff settled. We spent Saturday cleaning out my pantry, and when I say we, it was mostly her, taking out everything I had basically stored in there for the last 5 years. And there's a lot of expired food, which I forgot about, because you just don't go back to certain points in the pantry, you know?
Oh yeah. Oh, big time. Yeah.
And, she had to organize because she had her stuff and her food she's bringing over. So, I was helping as best as I can. And at one point I realized I am probably doing more harm than good. I just need to take the stuff she has in the discard pile and throw it out and let her do the rest.
Well, I know that is always an important point in a relationship, especially when you take it to the next level. They have to feel like whoever's moving into the other person's has to be able to feel like this is going to be my home now.
Yes. Yes.
So that's very good that you were comfortable enough with her doing this. I get a slight sense that it was long overdue, so she did you a favor.
Yeah, and I get that.
But I still think that it's really good of you to say, you know what, I want this to be part of your home. So if you want to clean out the pantry, I think I can allow that.
Yeah, and I'm trying to help as best I can. And I've always, and since we decided this, I've been very mindful about our pronouns too. Instead of my house, our instead of me doing this, it's we need to do this. It's trying to make sure that she knows she's included and she lives here too. And same with the girls. So it's an adventure. It's an
Oh,
ongoing
believe me,
adventure.
I've been with Noreen now going on 11 years, and I still have that problem.
Yeah.
I still have that problem. Now, that being said, I have big news from last week.
Okay.
So for most of you who know me or know Noreen and me, Noreen asked me to marry her.
Very beautiful 4th of July last year.
Yes. So needless to say, I said yes. But in the back of my mind, I was also thinking, okay, but now that means I've got to get going here. I've got to try to move forward with this. Well, Wednesday, the 31st, I gave my ring to her. And now she is officially telling everybody in the world that she is a taken woman.
Oh, good.
Yes. So
good.
I'm officially fully engaged now. I have a ring and she has a ring.
I appreciate you did it on the 31st and not on the 1st.
I was thinking about it, believe me, but I thought, no, I'm going to do it on the 31st. So in case we get married on 3/31/31, I've got that date covered now.
It's an easy. I appreciate that. It's also, for I'm taking the easy joke the next day, a sure sign of growth and maturity. So that's congratulations, my friend.
Isn't that right? So yeah, so I had a big. So I couldn't let you have all the big fun things in relationship talk and not me add something. So
I appreciate it.
There you go.
I appreciate that. It's funny.
I think you probably said it once before, and I know I feel it. The ring really doesn't mean a lot in terms of the I don't think now if there was a question that we may not make it, well, now that's question's gone. That isn't it. But I have to say there was something a little different about seeing the person that you love and live with actually having something from you, and she's willing to wear it. It did mean something. So
more than just your t-shirts.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. No,
exactly.
I get that completely. It's funny, since we're in relationship talks this week, apparently that's what we're going to run with.
Yeah, might as well run with
Here's a tangent. Like we had a show mapped out, but we're going with this instead.
We're just going to go with this. Why even go into politics? Let's just go into relationships.
Let's mix it up this week. So I have a friend. We have a friend. You know what? This is a mutual friend. I'll leave the names out of this. And she's your age, and she grew up on the other side of the country. And she moved out to Arizona when she's in high school, so back in the late 80s. And she broke a boy's heart back then.
Oh.
So through the power of social media, 30 years later, they were able to reconnect.
Really?
Yes. And she was doing very well for herself. She's doing very well for herself here. He's doing very well for himself out where she's from. And she sent us a note this weekend saying, "Hey, I want you guys to read this. Does this letter sound weird to you?" And the French, this man she reconnected with was in the middle of a divorce. Was coming out here to see her. Has made his intentions known that he wanted to pursue her. And actually relocate he and his business out to Arizona.
Okay.
What he sent this woman was a letter he had sent to his ex-wife, or was sending to his ex-wife, about the rules to reconcile their relationship. And he wanted to get my friend's permission and thoughts on
whoa. He sent our friend a letter to reconnect with our friend or his ex-wife?
He sent the letter to our friend that he was going to send to his ex-wife. He wanted our friend's opinion.
Oh my gosh, approval. No.
Yeah. Yes.
So not that he's going to get together with our friend, but with the ex-wife? And he sent the letter to our friend. Yeah,
just to have her look it over and say, "Hey, what do you think about this? If I were to give my relationship with my wife one more go, this is what I'm going to send her to see if she wants to do this." And it was like a business letter. It was like a business proposal.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
we have to achieve X by this date. We have to make sure we do Y by this date. And if this doesn't work, then we go to plan A. If this does work, we go to plan B, and so on and so forth. But we have a drop dead date of this.
So what? So our friend sent the letter to people to say, "Does this sound weird?" I hope that you can at least predict that my response would have been a glorious yes. That's weird.
I in full disclosure, I had stayed out of that conversation. It was between Janice and our friends, and Janice showed me the letter, and I promptly created a group to enter the conversation and give my 2 cents.
Yeah, I'm really, really disturbed though of why he would do that. Because
Right?
you said he's come out to Arizona to see our friend.
Absolutely, yeah. A few
Oh my!
times they've gone on weekend trips, like they've explored. They've gone, camping together in New Mexico. Like they've done stuff together. Like they've reconnected over the last few months.
Do you think that? Well, I guess when we're talking about relationships, though, I think we've talked enough on this podcast over the last 4 years that people, when they get into relationships, do stupid things.
Oh yeah.
They do really dumb things. To me, this seems like either one of two things are at play. Either he's getting a guilty conscience
Mm-hmm.
and thinks that maybe if he is going to go back to his wife, maybe I need to really like rip the Band-Aid off and cut this lady loose. So I'm going to give her the letter to let her get really upset and dump me.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is what happened. Clearly.
Or two, he's been playing her the whole time and just in play.
I get the impression that she was not getting played. I had the opportunity to meet this guy a few times, and he seemed like a decent enough dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he seemed like he was on the up and up, but obviously things change pretty quick. What everything that may appear to be okay, obviously was not, and it was a mind blowing thing to me. Like I've done a lot of dumb things in the past when it comes to the opposite sex. Yes. I have done my own share of immature things in relationships, but at no point ever would I think that was a good idea.
No, in fact, to me, it seems like it would have been better for him to write the letter to our friend and say, "Look, I've decided to go back to my wife. I'm really sorry. This is not going to work for me." I could have had a little bit more respect of him doing that.
Right?
This is just really strange. Like this doesn't even make sense to me.
Oh, right. It blows my mind. It honestly blows my mind that some like a grown ass man, not like a 22-year-old or a 25-year-old, not even a 30-year-old. This is a 50-year-old man. I mean,
he's older than me.
He's older than you.
And I know better than this.
He should know better.
I know better than this.
Yeah, well, fuck. Walter knows better than that. I mean,
does he have kids?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so. I believe that had something to do with it, and I believe the kids are anywhere from like mid-20s to mid-teens.
So let me ask this about our friend: was our friend like devastated, hurt by this, or just like perplexed as we are?
Perplexed.
Okay, so it's not like she's now in a fetal position, rocking back and forth in the corner like St. Elmo's Fire.
No, not at all. It was a perplexing thing, and she had at least the strength and the wherewithal to say, "Don't call me. I'll call you, but I'm not going to call you."
Yeah. So she handled it like the like someone who just said, "You know what? You obviously got some issues. It was fun. It was real, but it's not real fun. So bye-bye."
Exactly. And that's basically what I told her. It's funny. You would think that you and I have been talking about stuff like this for years, because that's almost exactly what I told her verbatim.
Well, and I'm sure, you and I have experienced a lot in this world when it comes to matters of the heart, so we do have a little bit of an insight that might be a little quirky, but for the most part holds true. But a lot of people don't. Like, a lot of people might be totally perplexed by this and not even know how to handle it.
Right.
Now, Luckily, our friend does know how to handle it.
Well, I think she would have been able to handle it on her own had she not consulted anybody. But the overwhelming response to anyone that she showed this letter to was, why is this even a discussion? Why are we even having to tell you what you should say? Like if it was like, I offered to call him for her.
Yeah,
I offered to do the deed just for fun.
Yeah.
Like, I got time. I'll figure this out. Hold on. Let me do this.
Yeah, and I don't know. What would your response been? Are you more of a angry, get the hell out of here, or laugh at the guy and make fun of him?
Yes.
Both.
Probably a little bit of both. More the latter than the former.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, you have to fight your own fights on these things and your own battles. But I mean, I don't get where some people come with their logic and where they think these things are okay to handle them the way they do.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. I'm starting to learn. Like, I read a story about a pastor in Alabama who was killed by his wife and the younger man who was part of their threesome.
They were a throuple.
Or a throuple, yeah, they're a throuple. It was her and the two guys.
Oh wow!
So you think about it, it's like, hey babe, you want to spice up our life? Yeah, it sounds great. Okay, meet Jim here. Jim's gonna spice up our lives, not just her life, our lives. Okay, great. And then Jim and the girl said, you know what? Who needs Bob, right? Who needs him?
Yeah.
I mean, so people do some really twisted things, but I don't know. I thought we've had rules. Don't we have rules anymore? Where you just you don't break up with someone over text.
This is where I struggle with the advancement of our society. I believe that I'm not a millennial. I'm not a Gen Xer. I believe the term for me is a Xennial. Like, my brother and I are Xennials. Like, we're right in that window of like no real clear definition. We grew up where you could still do anything out on the street until the sun went down, but we got internet in high school, so everything started to take off from there. So we're kind of right in that middle of the cusp.
Okay, because I'm an Xer.
Yeah, you're firmly an Xer, and we're right on the cusp. Yeah. But like he could probably be identified as Gen X, but I'm definitely right in the middle.
Okay,
and I believe there are certain ways to do things. I believe that if you're gonna break up with somebody, do it face to face, or at least over the phone,
or at least FaceTime. You could do that too.
Yeah,
I mean, it'd be better to be face to face so you can face the music. But
yeah, it's crazy to me that some of these people take modern technology and modern societal acceptance of things that aren't okay to heart, and they do things like that, and it's just not okay.
Well, here's the thing that also crosses my mind is when you're dealing with matters like this of the heart, I'm thinking, dude, how torn up are you that you're spending money to come out and see someone and spend time with them and enjoy the weekends with them, and you're doing all this, and yet you're still emotionally torn. I just don't get it. I don't understand it.
Yeah, no, that's where I'm at with it too. To me, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever, and it's a little, I don't want to say frustrating, but it's a little frustrating. Just from watching humanity standpoint, because what happens next? Like, what's the next big trend? You're gonna make a TikTok video to break up with somebody? I'm sure it's already happened. I'm sure it happens all the time. But that doesn't make it okay. It's one thing when a 19-year-old dumbass does it versus
you're 50 years old. I mean, you're past
50 years old, man.
You're past the games, right? You're past that point in your life where you want to just play a bunch of games. I mean, yeah. I would have had more respect for the guy if you just would have called her and said, "Look, I'm thinking about getting back together with my wife. I just can't do this. I'm sorry. I thought I could, but I can't." She could have had much more respect for the guy. But to say, "Hey, can you run by this letter I want to send?"
Yeah, I just want to see if this is like. What do you think about this? Do you think this is okay? Do you think she'll be all right with this?
Do you think she'll accept this?
Yeah, what makes you think she's okay with this? It's
oh gosh,
it's wild. Dude.
Well, I mean, I guess then again, some people just are quirky people.
Yeah,
like I was out recently with someone who was just rude to the waitstaff, and we've talked about that. And it's like, I don't understand how you think that you're okay with treating people like that. I don't understand.
Oh yeah, well, I'll tell you what, man. We had a similar experience on Saturday when you talk about just rude wait staff and just rude establishments. We were at a restaurant. And we had time to kill because Janice's oldest is in a play, so she's at rehearsals. And like, well, instead of going home and going back to the pantry, let's just take a break and get a drink, and we'll just hang out. And we go to this place and we stand there, and everywhere's got outdoor seating still because that's also nice out. They walk by us 3 or 4 times and don't say anything. And then finally, when they ask us where we're at, what we like, they said, and we'll sit outside. I said, okay, go out there. We'll bring you your menus. So they finally bring us the menus. And when we're looking over them, I said, well, a mule sounds good. It's warm out here. A mule sounds, an old fashioned mule sounds good.
Ooh,
I like that.
I like those too.
So we go, and I run to the car to get something, and I come back, and they bring us the mule in a pop top can and a copper cup.
What?
And yeah. Not even, they don't even make them. They just bring the pre-made in a can. And I looked it up. It's $9 for a 4-pack of these things.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh my gosh.
And like, you could have popped that tab behind the bar, put it in the cup. I never would have known the difference. I probably would have sat there and drank them all day, not thinking one thing about it. But trying to pay after that was just trying to flag somebody down. And then when they finally bring us the bill, I gave my debit card. It's like, oh, if you have a card, you have to pay inside.
Yeah.
I mean, I was fuming, dude. I was just like ready to explode. And I walked and I had to wait 5 more minutes for them to even acknowledge me. I just finally just threw a 20 down. And the girl got like $1 tip, but that's fine with me. Like, I don't care at that point. If if that's the it's frustrating.
Yeah, where's people's manners anymore? I mean, it's all over the place. Like this guy. I mean, where in your mind did you say, you know what? If I'm going to handle this situation delicately, what's the best way? Should I be up front? Maybe not say anything at all? No, I think I'll just have her read a letter that I'm going to write to some other woman and basically tell her that, hey, we're done, but can you just read this letter and let me know what you think? I mean, that's the kind of logic. That's why we've talked about before. Noreen and I have a strict policy. If we're going to break up, don't kill me. Just break up with me. I'll leave. I don't want to be killed.
Yeah.
But that's just the polite thing to do.
Well, it's the general politeness of society. And you wonder, and I honestly believe this goes back to the invention of social media. And I know we're going to get knocked on this show because we sound like a bunch of old men bitching about manners and whatever else. But when you stop being able to punch people in the mouth for saying stupid shit, the stupid started to run rampant.
Yeah. Well, and I think also that the bounds of what's acceptable and what's not acceptable get pushed, right? And so coming back to our friend, I've never heard of someone doing that, but I'm sure that it probably happens more than I would even think, because there are certain things that I just never would do. So maybe my astonishment is more that someone's actually doing it, but maybe it happens all the time and I just don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe that's it. I mean, that's what happens. I've said for a very long time, once you're in a relationship for over a year, you're not paying attention to what the modern take is on dating, because you don't essentially have to.
Well, and maybe that's a good point too. Maybe, he's been out of the game so long, but he's my age. So I know back in the 90s when I was dating, I didn't pull that crap.
Well, you didn't really have email to go do that. Well, I guess it was there.
No, but you could call. You could leave a message for someone. I mean, you could have done that, but that was just not socially acceptable.
Yeah, man, I get it.
But, I'm glad that our friend is doing okay, because that could have turned bad, right?
It could have gotten real ugly.
If she's planning a life and planning decisions based on that, on this relationship brooding, and then, oh, by the way, I'm going back to my wife. Did she know that? Did our friend know that at least he was still going through a divorce, or was that a shock?
No, she knew.
Okay, so
she knew.
So I guess
I believe the ex-wife. I believe the estranged wife had made a few attempts to get in contact.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, prior.
Oh,
so yeah. I mean, ultimately it's a dumb situation that could have been handled completely different and completely better. And
maybe matters of the heart are just different now.
Yeah, I think that's definitely it. I think they are they are so different, and people just interact on such a different level these days, especially being in the post-COVID world. You know,
Yeah, I don't know. This one I just can't justify. I can't rationalize. So it's hard for me to think, oh well, he was just doing what he thought was. No, no, dude, you handled it wrong
yeah,
because you've been out to see her a few times. You could have told her at any of those points, hey, I'm struggling with being back together with my ex-wife.
yeah. No, I get it. I agree.
Now,
I agree, and I'm not trying to make excuses for this guy or justifications for him. It is what
but
it
you
is, and
said you
it's not
met him
okay.
though.
I have met him. Yeah,
So, yeah. See, you
yeah,
bring them
man.
into the fold, and then you find out they're jackasses anyway. So what do you think?
Yeah, that's it. That's what they should be like a 6 month like holding period.
Well, we talked about that.
It's like yeah, it's like when you're trying to introduce your kids to the person you're dating. It's like you can't just do it right away.
No,
You got to do it gently.
no, that's why I can never understand these couples that I'm a single parent and I met a girl and she moved in 3 days later. Like you just met this person. Yeah, but they're going to be the parent of my children. Okay. Oh,
yeah. Okay.
There you go. Now you've done it. Now you've done it.
Yeah. No, I get that, and it's like I said, to each their own. And I think people realize they can handle things differently as they go, but it's disappointing at the same time because yeah, I do want everyone to be happy and have their own stuff on their own thing to be happy with, but when you do shit like that, it just makes it difficult to pull for people. You know, it's like, God, you're an idiot.
Well, and you know what? I'm kind of one of these pessimistic people. It's better that you're finding out about this kind of crap now than putting in 10 years with someone and then finding out that everything that's been there has been a lie.
Oh yeah, because I agree completely. You know,
it's like sometimes those are blessings in disguise when people show their true colors. Because we talked about that. Remember, the first few months you always put your best foot forward. You always look groomed. But then after a few months, then they start seeing the little cracks, right? They start seeing the little bit of faulty plaster on the walls, and they start to see a little bit of the, like I think the first time you see a woman with no makeup on, that's when you know that you're getting serious. Like. Yeah. Because usually they want you to know what they look like, pretty and all nice, and then you get to a point there they wake up one morning and they forgot they washed their face the night before and were staying with you that night. You know what I mean? And then it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're seeing me like this. And you're like, no, babe, you look beautiful. But that takes a few months. That takes a few months.
Yeah, well, they say it takes 2 to 3 years to really finally get to know somebody.
Yeah,
like of consistent, like being with them every day to really get to know somebody.
Yeah, and that's knowing all the bugaboos too. I mean, because in the beginning, you learn the best about someone, right? Yeah. I save dogs. I like to adopt dogs, and I like to, I jumped into a burning building and saved the family of 4, and you get all the good stuff. Then 6 months in, then you start to say, yeah, those 4 kids were mine from 4 different mothers, and
Yeah, for the record, those are not my dogs.
What's that? Those are my dogs. Yeah, someone knocked on our door this time. See, someone knocks on our door every 5 minutes around here. So,
yeah, I get it, man, and it's always an adventure, and it's a change that people have to just roll with. So I think that's the way we should wrap up today's show. Is if you have a story about a breakup or just a bad situation that you thought someone could have handled differently, hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, all at Liquid Carnage. If you have any kind of advice, just to give our EP Tom living up in his springtime Colorado home, hit him up on Twitter and Instagram at Liquid_EP.
Oh man! Well, congratulations though on our good news and your good news and everyone's good news. You got a new smoker, so you're gonna have that going for you. And I've got bling bling on a ring, so I'm covered now. Life is good, my friend.
Ice Cube said it best today.
Today was a good day.
Didn't even have to use my AK.
Oh, that's true.
That's true. Well, that being said, Jason,
all right, thanks for listening, everyone. Don't break any hearts unless they deserve to be broken. No, I shouldn't say that. Wait a minute. Don't break any hearts. Please be good to everyone. That was Scott. I'm Jason. And as always, if you never know quite what to say, just have yourself some Liquid Carnage.